Hi everyone, this is Carly Benson here. I am the founder and author of Miracles Are Brewing, and just wanted to take a moment to introduce you to myself and to my cohort here, who is Jessie Gros. I am the writer and author of miraclesarebrewing.com. It's a blog about sobriety, recovery, faith, and having a miracle mindset. I am a certified professional life coach and a master coach in sobriety. I'm also a yoga instructor, and I am working on my first book right now. So wanted to introduce you to Jessie Gros. He is the author of Your Wild and Precious Life, and he's been studying breathwork and training in the area of breathwork for quite some time. And so Jessie, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and your training and what this whole thing with breathwork is?
Absolutely. So this whole breathwork thing found me, and I started out as a life coach like you. And about 2 years into it, I was co-leading a retreat to Guatemala, and my co-leader said, "You need to come try this meditation." And I personally have very little experience. Before that, I had very little experience in meditation, and I really wasn't any good at it. And breathwork's an active meditation, so the first time I did it, it was super powerful and opened my mind and opened my heart, and it really found me. And so I trained and I started using it immediately, and I love it. So I've been doing it now for about half a decade, and I've worked with well over 1,000 people. And for me personally, it is the single most effective form of meditation that I've ever found. And the story I love to tell about it is a couple years ago, I was leading a retreat to Nepal, and I missed my flight as the leader.
Oops.
Oops.
Kind of need you there.
Yeah, exactly. So it was set up that I was going to be arriving just before all my clients were, and I was so angry and so down on myself and so furious. I couldn't get myself to a positive place. And so about 5 hours into totally beating myself up for what I felt like was being an absolute irresponsible idiot, I got a little teeny room at the airport in Hong Kong, and I did 2 hours of breath work.
Nice.
And when I came out of there, it was like I was completely transformed. I was peaceful and optimistic, and so it took me out of a really harsh, like landslide of self-criticism, and flipped the switch for me and put me back into a position as a leader and someone who's open-hearted and open-minded. And so to me, it's just super, super effective, and that's why I love it.
Awesome. And yeah, like that's kind of why I think we ended up partnering up here together, which we'll get into in a little bit. But just to give you guys an indication, I actually was celebrating my 8-year sober anniversary this past August. And I was in Venice and Santa Monica, and ended up at one of Jessie's breathwork workshops to celebrate, I guess, if you will. And it was quite an experience. He led us through this kind of like guided breathwork meditation, and it was very, very powerful. And it was just the perfect way for me to add in another tool into my sobriety. And I just saw the value immediately. I felt my energy change. I felt like things that maybe I hadn't dealt with or like shed light on were coming up for me during the breathing work and the exercise. And I was really able to leave feeling like, hey, like I just sort of shed something, and now I'm stepping into something new all over again. And immediately just wanted to know more and saw the value in this, and really wanted to see how him and I could work together to bring this into the sober community. And so that's what we're here today doing, is sort of introducing you into breath work if you're not familiar with it. So Jessie, tell us a little bit more. What is breath work?
Good question. So the breath work that I teach is pranayama yoga. It's been around for thousands of years, and it's just a very simple breathing technique. And in my classes, and if you take our class together, we'll be lying on the ground, and you're lying on your back, your eyes are closed, we play music. It's a very nurturing environment. And you just do this 3-stage breath through your mouth that's very simple and at the same time super profound. And so what happens is it hyperoxygenates your body, and it stimulates your hypothalamus gland, also known as your crown chakra. And then it starts opening up your other chakras. If you're not into yoga and that doesn't mean anything to you, it stimulates the major glands in your body, and it releases a ton of endorphins, and it releases stress and upset and anger, and it works really well with people that are trying to get deeper in touch with their emotions.
Right.
If your emotions are kind of locked down a little bit, this is a great way to open your body up, open your mind up, and open your heart up to access your unfelt emotions, and also to clear out stuckness in your body.
Yes.
We hold a lot of stuckness, in our neck and our jaw and our low back, and our body manifests all this physical pain. Personally, I used to go to the chiropractor all the time, and when I found breath work, I replaced the physical release of tension with breathing. And so it's been a really exciting thing for me to see people come in with chronic back pain and neck pain, which I had, and after a couple sessions, release that. And release the emotion, and release the stuck energy and the judgments and all the things that were trapped in their body that they weren't even aware of. And that's something new for me, because I come from a medical background. I was pre-med, and I come from a very mental, allopathic background. So for me, it was a little bit weird to think about chakras and energy release and all this stuff. Felt really woo-woo to me.
Exactly.
But over time, it's been highly effective. It's like I can't deny it. So here we are, and
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and that's kind of what I felt, and I agree. I think a lot of people think this whole breathing, energy, chakra stuff can be a little bit woo-woo, but I just invite you to try it. Just give it a try, because I thought the same thing. And then, like you said, it's just, there's no denying it. I've had chronic pain in my hips and my neck, and I know that when I practice breathing like this, I'm able to sort of send some healing energy into those spaces, and I always feel better after I'm done. And so I'm really glad that you touched on that, and how it works in the body and sort of what the benefits are. And so I think the main thing is that we want to just figure out how can we use this breath work in our sobriety. And what I like to call it is, we're calming our inner crazy. When you're in sobriety, or you've ever faced off with addiction or alcoholism, we all know that we have an obsessive mind. And so my belief is that you don't actually ever get rid of the obsessive mind, but you can find healthy ways to channel it. And breath work, I think, is perfect for that. It's a healthy outlet to sort of help you channel the obsessiveness in our minds. And, when we get stressed, we aren't reaching for the bottle or alcohol or drugs like we used to. And so we need sort of a go-to thing in our back pocket to allow us to get ourselves out of those mindsets where maybe we're feeling negative emotions, maybe our brain is starting to rationalize, like, hey, maybe drinking would be a good idea. So maybe you can talk a little bit on that, how you think it could integrate into living a sober life.
Great. Good question. So I know it works. About half my clients are sober. And even I personally can relate to inner crazy. I mean, I totally get it.
I think we all have that.
Yeah. Every person has some level of their own inner crazy. Welcome to being human. Here's why it works. Here's why it's useful. It's a tool. It's a thing. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. And you can get to a place pretty quickly where even a 7-minute meditation can pull you out of total crazy place to calm and relax. And what it does is it takes your mind, and it's like, you get emotionally charged, something hits you, then your mind jumps in, and then you start spiraling, and then it starts doing negative future fantasy, and then you start thinking about the past, and it just creates this whirlwind of chaos. And so what this does is it changes your body chemistry. So kind of like if you're used to drinking or doing drugs as a way to get you out of your crazy, you're used to having your body chemistry altered so that you can feel more in control, more peaceful, euphoric, whatever. Well, this changes your body chemistry, but in a really healthy way. It's just getting a lot of oxygen into your body. So in that way, it's really, it actually feels quite familiar for people.
Yeah,
And
that's a really good point. I didn't think about it like that, as far as the brain, the chemistry in your brain and in your body. And it's still a change, but it's a healthy change.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Correct. So it's familiar.
Yeah.
And it's useful. And so what happens is, I mean, I'm down to the point now where I can do a 7-minute meditation, throw on some music or throw on a guided audio and switch that fast.
Amazing.
So my question to you is, like, how useful would that be to be at work or home or anywhere where all you need to do is check out, lay down somewhere, go in your car, flip your seat back, which is what I do sometimes, flip it on 7-10 minutes, and you've shifted.
Oh.
It's like, how incredibly valuable would that be? And it's not about mental gymnastics. It's not about, okay, calm down, count to 10. We do all these things to attempt to calm our inner crazy, as you say.
Right.
A lot of them are mentally based. But when our mind is just spinning and going wild, what we really need to do is disconnect from our mind and get into our body. And this is a super powerful way to do that.
Yeah, and what I love about it is that once you learn the technique, it's free. Like, it's your breath. It's something you already have, like, innately inside of you. I mean, breath is life. Oxygen, getting that inside your body, it's life. And so I think it's just such an invaluable tool. And, that's kind of why Jesse and I got together, and I saw the value in his work and what he does, and him as a trainer delivering the work. And so what we're doing is we're going to be doing a 1-day workshop in Santa Monica, California in mid-January. And Jesse and I are going to partner up to show you how to practice this breath work. We're going to take you on a journey that day, basically, to sort of give you a taste of how the breath work works, how we can integrate it into sobriety. We're going to partner up with people. We're going to have a day of, connection and just real spiritual growth, I would like to say, is what, you could expect from something like this. And so do you have anything to add to that, Jesse?
Yes. Yeah. Love everything you're saying. What's beautiful about this work is it can work deeply and profoundly the very first time you use it.
Yes.
So not only are you going to leave with a tool set that's yours forever, but just coming, you have a chance to move and shift and change. And I mean, I've had people in my classes that have come once, shifted something. I had a woman who told me she cleared up a block that she had been working on for 20 years through therapy, all these things, and it shifted.
Just like that.
And she never came back. And I said, great.
She got it. Yeah, but she got it. Yeah, she got it. Yeah.
So it's like, it's just coming. Even if you came and never used it again, the value that you would get just by being in the room and being in the presence is, can change your life. And I don't say that from a kind of hypey, exaggerated, self-helpy way. I mean, just from my own experience. Just having one deep connection to source, whatever that means to you, one access point can change everything.
Yes.
And I have plenty of friends and clients, and myself included, where we can track specifically, here's all the major life things that shifted in my life because of breathwork.
Amazing.
And so I'm in a certain level, I'm kind of an evangelist in that way. And I love that it's free and nobody owns it. It's like, once you've been trained, it's yours.
It's yours, and you can practice it anytime you want. And I also like, that we want to have everybody kind of get together who is in the recovery community. So this is going to be open to males and females, anybody who's just looking for the next thing to help them along in their journey. And you take with it what you like, and you come and you feel the shift and you feel the transformation. And then maybe the next time you're feeling worked up or stressed or anxious, you just pull this tool right out of your belt. It's free. And so that's what we are aiming to teach you at the Calm Your Inner Crazy workshop that we'll be putting on. And you'll be able to find all of the details for the event, the location, exactly what to expect. You can read a little bit more about Jesse on my website, which is www.miraclesarebrewing.com. So we hope to see you there. Jesse, thank you so much for your time. And I'm really looking forward to putting this event on with you.
Yeah, me too. I am super, super excited.
Miracles are definitely brewing. We'll see you guys there. Thank you.